So, by now, you may be enjoying a little more freedom as government moves to steadily put certain things back in place. But with all this, please do not forget to observe social distancing. Also, wash your hands and wear your mask when going out. And if you ever forget, Jamaica Magazine is here for your daily reminder. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and we've put together a lot for you today, so please stay with us. Here's the latest look at government's response measures for the pandemic.
Just a quick update on the CARE program. The compassionate grant component of the program, which consisted of the most number of applications, has had a payout ratio, as far as the remittance companies are concerned, of about 80% so far. That is, of the persons who opted to receive their compassionate grant by way of remittance company, approximately 80% of them have collected those grants as at today. For the remaining 20%, the compassionate grants can be collected from the remittance company that you selected, and those remittance companies have indicated the branches that are available for such collection. Now that we have brought the numbers down and we only have about 20% left in the remittance category, we'll be instituting a measure that allows those who are having difficulty coming in to collect justifiably and objectively, for those to elect someone to collect on their behalf with the appropriate procedures, but more will be announced on that shortly. The CARE team will be turning its attention to the payout of the set cash grants, and I know that there is some eagerness and indeed some anxiety among persons who have been affected by loss of jobs, particularly in the tourism sector, and they want to receive their set cash payments. Let me just assure applicants that set cash grants are being processed, and we have about 26,000 in the pipeline, and I'm expecting that payments will be made to the commercial banks this week. Now, various commercial banks have various timelines between when they receive funds and when the funds are available in your account. The processing of the best cash grants for the companies who have retained employees who earn less than $1.5 million a year, and we have about just under about 250 of those applications, representing over 20,000 employees. Those will be processed or are being processed now, and we're having an independent review of that processing, and I expect payment to occur in May. And the same holds for the small business grants, which have also been processed, and that processing is being subjected to an independent review before payment can be authorized.
4 weeks ago, Prime Minister Honus asked me to chair a BPO task force on the heels of, obviously, the situation with an outbreak of COVID within the BPO industry. I am pleased to say that after 4 meetings of the task force, the last one being last week, Thursday, that the Ministry of Health presented for final approval a list of health protocols as it relates to the operations of the BPO sector. And that was considered and approved by the BPO task force, which includes members of the BPO Association. Just to give you a very quick outline, the following outlines the specific measures which must be implemented and adhered to in all facilities of this type. Sanitary and hygiene practices, furnishings and equipment, social distancing and COVID-19 risk reduction measures, transportation, ventilation considerations, environmental cleaning and general consideration, handling of sick persons, measures to be taken where an employer is tested positive for COVID-19, public relations, communications, and mask etiquette. So the inspection procedures will be undertaken by the public health inspectors using the following instruments. BPO inspection tool. This has been specially prepared in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic. It seeks to ensure that all the conditions are put in place to minimize the risk of transmission of these entities. Public health institutional health inspection form. This is a tool used to assess the general public health conditions existing in the facility. Upon completion of the inspections, a report is prepared and given to the proprietor within 36 hours. Where breaches are identified, a work plan is also prepared with specific timelines for abatement. In terms of the workforce within the BPO sector, so we have 13,000 working from home, while we have 9,000 essential that were exempted. So that would be 22,000 out of 40,000, a workforce of 40,000. 7,448 were temporarily laid off because of the COVID crisis. And I'm happy to say 1,800 of those have come back on stream and have been started working. And I can say, Prime Minister, that there is, as we speak, based on the fact that the protocols were just agreed on Friday, a number of reconfiguring of several BPO outlets that are going to bring on more employment in the coming weeks because of, obviously, the necessary partitioning, the 6-foot social distancing. So there's a lot of reconfiguring. And there also is a lot of interest for new BPO space. We are moving to make sure that we put the BPO sector back on the footing that they can continue to create the employment and the foreign exchange well needed in a time like this.
We really need to cut the hate and work together as a country, as communities to overcome. I really do not want to hear about any case of persons threatening people, abusing persons because they hear that they have the virus. And also for healthcare workers, we don't want to hear that we are also not cooperating with our healthcare workers.
With everything happening around us, we can't forget the importance of other seemingly small things. Things like World Bee Day. Well, May 20 marks an annual celebration to raise awareness of the importance of these and other pollinators and their contribution to sustainable development. As we recognize this day, here's a look at how bees provide a livelihood for one Jamaican family.
Me and my sister got started when we were very young. I think I was 6 or something around that age. And my mom had 4 hives. And that is the beginning of success.
The name of our family business is Maccabee Enterprise. Here at Maccabee Enterprise, we are all beekeepers, down to my 9-year-old sister, Camila.
Working with the bees is nice. It's less challenging than back in the days. Don't want to sound too old. It is fun now. I am more confident. Yeah. It is calming, soothing. Takes you out of this world, bring in another. So it's fun. It's actually fun. My role here on the farm is using an extractor to extract honey. There are many ways. I will be explaining 2 ways. First is the professional method where you use an extractor. So you have a capping knife, a knife with like a serrated edge, and you would uncap, which is a thin sheet of wax on top of the comb with the honey inside. So it's like a seal. So you use a knife and uncap that. Then you put it in the extractor and spin it, and it would flash out on the side of the extractor and drain to the bottom, and then you leak it out into a bucket. The other way is, well, when you don't have an extractor, is that you would use a capping fork, or you could use a regular fork, and you would hold the frame like this, long way, and you'd use the fork and gently scrape the frame. So you're taking off the comb, you're removing the comb from the frame in a sense, but you'd have on the frame there is a sheet of wax that we would put on as beekeepers foundation, so it would guide the bees, like it would guide the bees to build more small cells that would get more workers in the hive.
From the bees, we get 5 main products, right? We have pollen, propolis, beeswax, honey, and royal jelly. So based on those 5 things, we actually think about what we can do with those 5 things. So in beekeeping, we actually have honey flow periods and we have dirt season. Those are the 2 main periods. In between, we have like a pre-flow and pre-dirt, basically. But okay, so in our honey season, that's the time when they're on production. They're bringing in their honey, their pollen, everything up on top. But for like in St. Thomas, there's like a 6-month period where there's dirt. There's no honey, no much honey that we can reap. There's just enough for them to have for them to feed themselves and their babies and be able to stay alive. In the dirt period, when there's not enough honey for us to harvest and be able to sell, we do things like remove our old combs and boil it out and we get wax. With the wax, we do like the body butters, we do candles, lip conditioner. So that's the wax. With the pollen, we actually collect the pollen, and the pollen is a very good multivitamins. So we actually collect the pollen and dry it and package it for sale. For the royal jelly, we don't do a lot of work with the royal jelly. As we go along, we are actually developing products. So for the royal jelly right now, we put it in our honey wine. And then again, the honey wine is made from honey. My involvement in making the byproducts are production. I do most of the labels. I have help, so I can't take all the credit, but most of the labels are from me. I do social media marketing, so most of the WhatsApp texts, Instagram, they might mostly be for me. My younger siblings' involvement in the business is some help with the production, so there is some small things like shredding the wax that they can do. They help with the bees as well because we're homeschool and we kind of tag along with our parents right through and through. So with the bees and with production, and my younger sister, she's very artistic. So when I'm actually doing the labels, sometimes she would draw this beautiful picture and I would actually use that as part of the label.
I have 4 personal hives for myself. I have 3 long struts, which is the regular kind of box that you would see that holds 10 frame, and they would stack on one on top of the other. And I have 1 top bar, which is a 30 frame box, which goes a long way. And it only has a top bar. It doesn't have the top bar with the square. It doesn't have a frame. It's just the top bar. My advice to other youth interested in beekeeping is you have to be persistent, and you have to be confident, and you have to be committed to beekeeping?
Beekeeping can be very wide. You don't have to just stuck with the bees, the sting, the honey. There is so much more that you can do. You can do candles. There is actually a shortage of beeswax candles. And beeswax candles are very easy. You mold, you wick, your color if you need, and you're done. Lip conditioner is another easy one. And if you go online, just take some of your time out of your texting and just research some products that you can actually do from the products that you get from the bees. The 5 products I mentioned, there's so much more.
Welcome home. I'm pleased to report that we have made all the arrangements for your safe return. I know this has been a difficult journey for you. I know the anxiety you feel being away from your families. I get your text messages. I imagine, however, that you have been reading and listening to the news, so you know that you are among more than 100,000 seafarers of different nationalities all across the world who are having these same challenges in being repatriated during this terrible pandemic. What you may not know is that you are also among close to 2,000 Jamaican seafarers who want to make their way home as well, and almost 9,000 Jamaicans in 88 countries right across the world who have already applied on the Jam COVID app to return home. It is important for your note that we have been in discussions with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, your employers, from as far back as April 21, when we wrote Exploring Ways for Your Return. The cruise line has been very cooperative. However, cruise ships all over the world have had outbreaks and even deaths. Therefore, we have had to agree on strong protocols and make detailed preparations for your safe and convenient re-entry and to protect the public health for your families locally. The discussions with Royal Caribbean, which happened at the highest levels, were quite complicated and could not be publicly disclosed until they were finalized. Unfortunately, this created room for misinformation, mischief, and there's a lot of that going around, and your own uncertainty. Be assured, however, that without fanfare, we have always been diligently working to get you home, and you have never been forgotten. So let me share with you some information about this process and some of what has happened here while you were away. The parish medical officer will board and declare the ship a quarantine area. This is for legal reasons, and you know that ships operate under special laws. We will phase your disembarkation for testing. After your sample is taken, you will be transported to a quarantine facility, at which point your 14-day quarantine period will begin. It may take approximately 3 days to receive your test results, and once your test is negative, you will be allowed to complete the remainder of the 14-day quarantine period at home. If your test is positive, however, you may be required to remain in a state isolation facility until you have been cleared by the health authorities. Please use this time prior to disembarkation to update your home address details to facilitate home quarantine, as well as to complete the immigration and customs C5 forms online. When you go home to complete your quarantine, please take it seriously. Not enough is known about the virus, so even if you feel fine, it is best to be careful. During your quarantine, give your mother, your father, your grandmother, or other elderly relatives a call. Tell them how much you love them, but try not to interact with them physically. Better safe than sorry. I know you have not seen your spouses, your significant others, your children, friends for a long time, and you are anxious to do so. And even though you may have tested negative, there is still a risk of infection. So please faithfully wait out the incubation period of 14 days. As part of the home quarantine protocol, you will be required to download the Jam COVID app if you have not done so already, And to keep your phone charged, this is going to be the monitoring tool that allows you to quarantine at home. You will be required to submit a video check-in periodically during the day. I know these things sound heavy, they sound strict, and you just want to go home. I'll say it again, these are not normal times. So in the interest of your health, the health of your families and communities, the well-being of our public health system, our public health officers, our doctors and nurses, our security forces, and all our frontline workers, please take seriously the responsibility that comes with coming home during this pandemic. I say to you, welcome home. And when you get home to your home, stay home as much as possible and stay safe. Blessings, one love.
Today is being recognized as World Bee Day. And here's a fact for you. Bees are important for plant fertilization and the production of seeds through pollination. Now, according to statistics from the United Nations, approximately 90% of the world's wild flowering plant species depend on animal pollination. So with that, here are 4 ways that you can help to protect and preserve our bees and other pollinators. Number 1, you can buy raw honey from local farmers. Number 2, you can help to raise awareness by telling someone about how the decline of bees can affect us as a nation. Number 3, you can grow diverse plants which flower or blossom at different times of the year. And number 4, if you can, avoid using pesticides and fungicides in your gardens. Remember, doing all this is just one way that we help to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. One critical thing that should still be at the forefront of our minds is practicing social distancing whenever we're outside. Truth is, it's one of the most effective ways that we can help to defeat the virus. We've packaged something just for you on what social distancing really is. Take a look.
Apart, but still in it together. United, though not physically. Welcome to the period of social distancing, an important method to contain transmission of the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. Social distancing keeps people from interacting closely or frequently enough to spread an infectious disease. Social distancing involves minimizing contact with people and maintaining a distance of at least 1 meter or 3 feet between you and others. It also extends to avoiding public transportation as much as possible, limiting non-essential overseas travel, working from home, and skipping public gatherings.
For persons who are particularly sociable, really you should keep down the group meetings. I know it's difficult, but please. And at a time when persons are visiting or so, the hugging and the kissing, no. As much as possible, just cut that out until COVID is gone.
Locally, schools and other gathering places such as bars, nightclubs, and similar areas of entertainment have been ordered closed. A number of large events such as sporting activities have also been cancelled. Even if persons must gather, then the social distance rule of 1 meter must be adhered to. Also, no more than 10 persons are allowed to congregate within the same space at a time. Markets, supermarkets, corner shops, restaurants, and cook shops, which remain open, should at all times do so with a limited number of persons.
Gatherings in any place shall not exceed 10 persons. And this one has to be strictly enforced.
The Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC is also subjected to the policy and is permitted to carry seated passengers only. Likewise, taxi operators are required to carry 1 less passenger than they are licensed to. Social distancing is a tested and proven method to limit the spread of a virus. This strategy saved thousands of lives during both the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 and in Mexico City during the 2009 flu pandemic.
What we are trying to do is to institute the measures that we believe will inure to greater practice of social distancing, which is what is now being recommended as the most effective way of controlling the spread of COVID-19.
Please note, it is okay to go outdoors, particularly around your yard space if you do have one. Being close to the garden is especially recommended for seniors who may need to maintain exercise of the limbs. The point is not to remain indoors, but to avoid being in close contact with others. When you do leave your home, wipe down any surfaces you come in contact with, avoid touching your face, and frequently wash your hands. Here are some tips to help you maintain social distancing. When you go grocery shopping, buy as much as you can at a time to minimize the number of trips. In addition, select a time when the store is least likely to be crowded. Avoid dining out. You may opt for takeout or delivery service. If you must take public transport, do so during the off-peak hours and avoid taking vehicles that are full. At work, implement the remote work or staff rotation policy to decrease the number of persons within the same space at a time. Also consider virtual meetings.
In some places, we've seen pictures where they're conducting a meeting and they have the chairs, they have the space marked out for the chairs, so they have a little square on the floor and they're separated.
Delay trips to crowded venues like the park or malls. The best mechanism to ward off COVID-19 and other contagious viruses is to stay home. If you must venture out, practice social distancing. In addition, take a hand sanitizer with you and use it after touching surfaces and door handles.
Some persons are not comfortable with hand sanitizer, so I'm here to tell you that the hand sanitizer is just as good as soap and water. If you can get hand sanitizer, make sure you check it to see the percentage of alcohol. It shouldn't be less than 60% alcohol. We recommend 70, but sometimes it's hard to find the 70%. So if you see the hand sanitizer and it has 60% alcohol, that can work. If you can't see the concentration of alcohol, do not buy that hand sanitizer.
To properly carry out a hand rub, apply a palmful of the product in your cupped hand, covering all surfaces. Rub your hands palm to palm. Rub your right palm over the back of your left hand with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Rub your hands palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotationally rub backwards and forwards the clasped fingers of your right hand in your left palm and vice versa. Once your hands are dry, they are now safe.
As today's magazine comes to an end, we're still begging you all to observe government's guidelines aimed at helping the fight against COVID-19. And remember, everything is being done to return to a normal pace of life as soon as possible. Today's show provided much information to help you, but if you missed any of it, you can watch it by visiting our YouTube channel. Also keep up with the JIS by visiting our website and follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. From all of us here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Stay safe and see you soon.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.